build the competency on your own. There are material available, there are quizzes available. So this, if you really see that, this is, users can learn things on their own. There are experts available to whom you can go to in a virtually. In fact, none of us travel that much nowadays, because I think, I can connect with Delhi, Mumbai, New York, London from sitting from my own office, not even leaving my office. In my own cabin. When I say office, I meant my cabin. Sitting from my own cabin, I don't even have to walk into my video conference room today, because the connectivity is available for me. So the learning and competency building are totally different today in a game-driven scenario today. Next. I play. Work is fun, right? Today everybody talks about make work fun, because we don't want serious thing, because we said that for somebody to be very innovative, for us to learn innovation, we have to convert work into play, work into fun. This is exactly what we are doing today. Everyone has got gadget. Now the significant difference today, I pay about 45,000, 50,000 rupees and buy a tablet, and ask that guy, by mistake, I asked that guy, the guy who is delivering me in the shop, user manual ullarka, do you have the user manual? That guy looks at me and smiles at me, because that guy with the torn jeans, with a t-shirt, with uncombed hair, smiles at me, saying that he knows that I'm not current generation. Whereas I give the same tablet to my daughter, and she tears it to pieces in about half an hour and say, yeah, I'm bored with the tablet, I already used all these things. This is because it's I play. Because they all know how to convert the actual knowledge into the playing thing. So even work is fun. How do we do that? You make all the quizzes available in the devices, right? If somebody wants to know, because especially people travel a lot today, so they have to spend about 90 minutes to commute between their homes to the offices and back. So if we make them access all my quizzes, all my knowledge management material in tablet and in their handheld device, that's easy. Because you get at least about 2 hours, 1 hour and 1 hour up and 1 hour down, 2 hours of extra learning time. They do it on their own, at their own speed. They take the quiz, they interact with their colleagues in the bus. This is I play. This is completely changing paradigm shift, transformation in today's, the way how you build knowledge within employee's mind. Yeah. This is the next one. This is the MindDocs quiz I was telling you. About 25,000 to 30,000 quizzes are available. These quizzes are available in terms of, if you want to know about ISO process, if you want to know about CMMI, the software capability maturity model information, you want to know about any of the latest technology, you have all this information available in the quizzes. You just go and invoke the quiz. There are very few quizzes where the marks are being stored internally, that who is accessing what quiz. Other than that, it's all used only for learning purposes and knowledge sharing purposes. If somebody is extremely good in one technology area, you would welcome him, ask him to create about 100 questions and ask him to upload the questions here. And the interesting part is, whoever is cracking all these technology quizzes, internally it is storing the marks for all the guys who are doing well. And anybody who wanted to know who are the experts in .NET Java today, they can get into the system and find out who are the top guys. You know exactly who are the top guys. So this is exactly the way of making people learn things in an innovative and new way, without actually pressurizing anybody to learn. These are all the knowledge management concepts we are talking about today. Next. I have already spoken to you about smart devices today. The interesting part is, whenever I go into college campus, I make an observation that most of the students who are there in that college, they may not even aware that there was a generation without internet. Because internet is taken for granted, mobile device is taken for granted today, right? So most of our programs, our knowledge nuggets, information, they are all available in iDevice. Next. Collaboration is next one. Yeah, collaboration just a click away. You can actually communicate with the TCS employee using a smart device at any time. You don't need to go into the office, because we are all talking about virtual office today. Because your laptop, your device contains everything, so you can communicate with your friends. So these are all different ways of leveraging organizational memory. This is the point I am trying to tell. There is no way you can put all the 300,000 employees and make them sit in one place and ask them to say, now share knowledge. Even I can't even lock 3 to 4 guys, lock them in one room and tell them no share knowledge, not going to happen. The fundamental reason is human behavior. There are two kinds of knowledge today in the world. One is explicit, other is tacit knowledge. Explicit knowledge is only about 20%. That is all the content that you get in books, all the content that you get in internet is only explicit, 20%. The remaining 80% of the knowledge is all tacit knowledge. It's all hidden in mind, which will come out only during collaboration, only when you share your experience. So as long as we create an ambience for employees to share their experience, their tacit knowledge will come out. That's exactly what you're talking about here. Next, and simplify things today. All the KM platforms are simplifying today. Imagine that if I give you each one of those items separately and ask you to make a veg pulao, you will not do, right? We can't even go back to our homes and request our moms to cook. If I'm going to give them separate ingredients. But if today what is happening, it's all simplified. You go and pay about 40 rupees, you get a complete small packet of 50 grams, right? You take that, you only cook rice, boil some vegetables, add this to them. Anyone can make a veg pulao today, right guys? Some of you must be making already. Simplifying the whole thing. That's exactly what you are talking about. Next. So all our processes, being an ISO based company, all our processes are there in wiki platforms. Anybody can read this thing, anybody can comment. There are teams which will look at all the comments and take them for next revision. That's collaboration, guys. Next one. Yeah, next one. Next. So in summary, what we are saying is it's a unified workplace that engages and enables everybody. Right, starting from your day one. In fact, we have got a program in TCS called Campus Commune. So even before you join the company, as soon as we make an offer to you, okay, you can participate in the Campus Commune program. You can start interacting with some of us. So that is even before you join. So you are engaging with the organization starts even before you actually join the organization. And then it's a unified workplace. Then transparency and leveraging organizational memory. So where do we go from here? In the future, KM services to power enterprise processes. Every enterprise process today, like delivery, HR, admin, finance, all of them are going to use KM today, sharing that knowledge today. The knowledge at the point of need, the knowledge that I need, just-in-time knowledge I need, because I am not going to look for knowledge that I will need 10 days later. The knowledge I'm going to, what I need today, now, is going to be pushed to you at your doorsteps. We're talking about moving from KM to KM++, lots of collaboration and quizzes and mind docs. So with this, I would like to stop, and later on I will take any questions. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. If you have a paper with you, you can write down in 2-3 lines as to what you understood, what you got as a takeaway from this KM presentation, which is extremely niche and current. Somebody coming and giving you the current hot topic of the day. Why, what, and where it is used and where you will be there. And another important thing he spoke about, competency. If you got these 4 questions answered, then I think you have paid very good attention to the talk. The next one in the row is something very interesting. Innovation and Entrepreneurship by Mr. C.P. Madhusudan, who is an entrepreneur himself and the business head of Lucid Software. His primary interest is in software for NDT. What is NDT? Non-destructive testing. I would like you to go back with a couple of jargons at least in your head. NDT, non-destructive testing and non-destructive evaluation. His customers include big names in nuclear power, aerospace, civil engineering, infrastructure, oil and gas. And prior to starting his own company, he had been the business manager of SIFI, and he has worked with names like Aisha, Lucent Power Systems, and Musco. He is an alumni of IIT Madras, Metallurgy, and IIM Bangalore. He finished his education by 93, and from then on he has been reinventing and processing himself so that he'll be a better individual. And now he's here to share some of his thoughts on innovation and entrepreneurship. I would like you to avoid conversation amongst yourself so that others who are interested will be able to listen peacefully. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Anuradha, for the introduction, and thank you, Mr. Srinivasan, actually for being our opening batsman. You know, opening batsman is always a little bit difficult, right? So he had to get the pitch right, he had to get the, you know, the slides working, etc. I hope mine will go through a little bit faster. Yeah, next slide, please. You know, she did talk to you a little bit, but I thought I'll put up some pictures, right? So I've actually done a lot of little things, and it's very interestingly, actually most of my life has been a little bit unplanned, okay, till the last stages. Actually, when I was studying, a student like you many years ago, you know, then I had a girlfriend, right? Some of you boys may still have one, right? You know them, they're on the other side here in this auditorium, well, nicely separated. And the girls always know what they want to do next, right? So my girlfriend was very clear. She said, I'm studying in Chennai, I'm going to go to Bombay. So I followed her, and then I worked in a steel plant. Okay, that was a very nice experience. Just as I was getting to understand steel making, she decided to go to Bangalore to study further. So obviously I had to follow her, right? So and then suddenly I found myself, you know, we were married, and the poor lady had to come with me. And then one fine day she said, I'm going back to Madras, and that's it. You can do whatever you want. So I had some good friends, and they invited me to work with them, and we started this company. Okay. So I'm going to talk to you a little bit about what it means. You heard a lot about a very large company called TCS, and my friend Mohan will come back later to tell you how to get a job at TCS, but I'm going to tell you a little bit of slightly different things here today. Yeah, next slide, please. Yeah. Okay, so you know, if you look at companies and people looking for jobs, right, all of this is only 100 years old. Some of the oldest companies, IBM and GE and Boeing, for example, recently completed 100 years. In India, it's probably only the Tata Group, which is really an old company. So most people used to work for themselves. They were entrepreneurs, or they did little things of their own. And some of the earliest examples are here. The next slide, please. Yeah, does anybody here know what is this? Any guesses? This is actually one of the greatest inventions of the world. Anybody? Guess? Take a guess. It's in the year 1400 or so, sometime in the middle of the 15th century, 1430 or something like that. Any? Yeah? Who was that? Louder, please. Yeah, that's correct. Who was that? Raise your hand. Excellent. Okay, so that is actually Gutenberg's printing press. Okay, this made knowledge possible for everybody, right? That all of us can read books was due to the work of this German who was a blacksmith, okay, a goldsmith, and also involved in printing of those early days. So he brought together a lot of technologies. This includes movable type, the inks, right, and the mechanical elements to create a press, right? So he is one of the early pioneers and inventors, and he created the whole business of printing and publishing, right? All the knowledge that we got today was from him. Next slide, please.